we thought we'd inject a bit of, human interest, a bit of light entertainment. And so what follows is, in fact, an interview with a mob of guys called the Cave Clan, who spend their free time, or spare time, exploring the stormwater drains of Melbourne. Now, many people would expect that the stormwater drains are, 3 foot high and they have to crawl along in lots of gooey rubbish and mush. But as you listen to the interview, you find that, in fact, the stormwater drains are bigger than some of the houses that we live in. So, without any further introduction, I suppose we'll just run the tape, and this is the interview with Wes and his mob. Right, I'm talking to Woody, Rusco, Dougo, Wes, Hugh and Cobra, who are members of the Cave Clan. I suppose the first question to ask you guys is exactly who are you and what do you do?
Well, you got our names. What we do is go in drains.
Oh, a rhyme.
We explore, so
We explore drains. We've done 100 drains so far.
108.
The last 108, is it, to
Yep.
be exact?
Counting Sydney and Brisbane.
to that book.
Yeah, it says the bookkeeper from, it's from various states, from Sydney, Brisbane, mainly in Melbourne, and it's over the last past 5 years.
Right, so you go down drains, you explore drains.
Stormwater drains, we must emphasise, not sewage.
No,
Caves and mines as well.
Yeah, caves, mines.
And not little drains, not those little things,
Anything
2
over
footers.
6 foot will do, yeah.
Up to the biggest we've done is about 20 foot.
So how did you start on this sort of,
Just we used to have a local one that went under our school, and then it went on to, there was one at the golf course, and then we found a couple more, and we met more people, and then it went on. And
We didn't actually form Cave Clan until we explored the Diamond Creek mines, and then we thought, let's do this more often. Let's actually form some sort of group,
So you formed the clan.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you've been going for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Yep. We're also there's more than one. Cobra used to be with drain dwellers. They joined us eventually.
So drain dwellers is in fact another crowd that explores drains.
Amalgamated with it.
There's a few. We've met a few gangs, and they end up
tunnel team.
They end up splitting up, and and a few of their members, or the best of their members, join.
So I suppose another question that comes to most people's minds is why? Why do you go down exploring drains?
It's a highly educational thing to do.
It's
very intelligent.
Oh no, it's
why do people go in caves?
Something to do on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, why do people go in caves?
Why do
the other
people
thing.
It's to explore. Like, they're not all the same. You don't know what's around the next bend, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Plus, you pop a manhole. You pop a manhole out in the middle of nowhere. You don't know where you are, so you come out in weird places like people's backyards. So the main thing is just adventure, really.
Modern day exploration, Burke and Will style.
You tell them, homeboy.
It's just, it's done all around the world. It's done in France. There's gangs in France.
Do you consider yourselves a gang?
Not in the sense of
violence. Not going
connotations that wouldn't.
Beating people up and that. We don't do that type of thing.
Often.
Because many people would see the tag on the walls, Cave Clan, and would assume, like I did probably when I first saw it, that it was yet another gang, another Melbourne gang.
We're not graffiti, human writers type graffitis. We're not in it. That's not either old graffiti from when we first started, or people who imitating us, trying to make out that they're Cave Clan.
Or when you
big on stickers.
But yeah, we just do the stickers is all we do. And our other sister branch, East Clan, they do a bit of graffiti maybe on buses and that, but that's they're young scooters.
Is what, 15, 16?
Their average age is 15 to 16.
Right. So you didn't actually start on the drains. You started by exploring, by doing basically caving and mining, mine shaft.
Yeah, army tunnels at Queenscliff were during school days.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just all these, basically interested in the underground. So just caught on, and drains were there, so we started doing them. And we all thought they'd be all the same, but they turned out they were quite different.
So what do you see down there? What's down there?
Waterfalls?
Concrete?
Stairways,
dark
bluestone.
It's different, yeah. Many shapes.
Different
It's
structural
shape what
features?
we call mummy shape. It's like a coffin. It has slanted walls of a round top on it, just similar to the shape of a coffin. That's in a few drains. That's not too common, so when you find that, it's quite interesting, and that varies in size. And then there's balloons. The city, there's which goes right along it. There's a balloon about 13 foot high. Balloon ducky, it's got a pointy bottom, round top on it, and that goes. There's another drain that goes under most streets of the city, It's up near what is it? St Kilda Road, Swanson Street Bridge, Princess Bridge. There's that goes under. That's more maze-like. The other one, the balloon one, just goes straight up Elizabeth Street. It's a main drain for Elizabeth, the city. And
there's some of the waterfalls, you get waterfalls, 10, 15 foot high. They're a challenge to get up, when the ladder's all rusted and virtually non-existent.
The most dangerous things are waterfalls, but you just test it before they've all got ladders, or most of them have ladders. And there's also slides, stairways,
dead animals.
Occasionally, not often, but once or twice.
You're always guaranteed of finding or seeing something
Yeah, found
out
it
of the unexpected.
during the gun amnesty.
Well, not guaranteed, it usually happens.
Yeah. During the gun amnesty, we found a couple of old guns, or not necessarily old, but they just
Promptly handed into the police, of course.
Yes, we did.
We even got them, they were too rusted. They weren't
Yeah.
beyond
Or one,
repair.
they were all been in a drain for a couple of weeks, stuff like that, And then we meet a lot of people. Like everyone we meet, we've just all met each other through the drains. I think, like just someone will do a bit of graffiti in the drain, saying I'll be here at a certain date, and then they'll rock up and.
So you didn't all of you are sitting here now, you didn't all start together, you've all met through doing the drains.
Yeah, I met him in a drain in Northcote. Met him in a...
You met me in Richmond Hotel.
Richmond Hotel. But through drains,
Yeah,
like.
through drains,
He's a drain in Bentley.
Dungeon.
Yeah. And
We're all from different areas of town, aren't we?
he Hugh was first drain we saw him in was Geelong. Saw his tag graffiti. So Hugh was more of a graffitiist than he's like the graffitiist of the clan, but he sort of
We've reformed him.
Yeah.
So really you're I suppose the equivalent to the urban potholer, yeah? Like you're the city potholer, like
Yeah.
as in like stacks of people go out and it's very respectable to go out and go down the potholes and go caving and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd think that probably most people think you're probably crazy, to be going down the drains. I mean, people that hear, oh, these people wander around the drains all day, they must be off their brains. What do you reckon to that?
The average person's conception of a drain is, full of rubbish, sewage, all sorts of things, and
Little
small,
round
and
things.
small and round. The gutter drains is what most people associate drains with. The things we go in, like I said, we don't go any over. It's got to be over 6 foot because don't want to bend over or anything like that.
Constitutes running.
Well, that's too much effort.
Actually, more people have died caving than have drain exploring.
No casualties in drain exploring.
We've had like 3 members who, like we've like expanded. 3 members, people have died, and none of them through drains. Like all different things. So it shows what the odds are. Hit by cars, asthma attacks, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. What about the accusations that people, these right-wing reactionaries would make, that you're encouraging young people to go into drains and endangering their lives, that they could get washed out, they could get drowned, and there have been instances of young people going into drainage systems, into stormwater drains, and being drowned and being lost.
Well, that's
How are we encouraging them to do that?
We've got nothing to do
It's
with
by
that.
saying that on the news and showing a drain that looks like a 20-foot high drain, and kids
Encouraging
think,
interest
oh, that
in
looks
general.
good. Yeah, and actually saying where it is, Paran Drain on the Yarra, saying that, and the paper's put in the paper. We don't
The only
put
way
it in the paper.
people
Don't
know
associate
about
with
it, about us,
It's
our exploits, is if they actually go down the drain and get our message bag or read our graffiti and that. So they have to already be up a drain anyway.
to know about us.
Yeah, to get the
Apart-
information needed to contact us.
Yeah.
It's safer for the cave clan to take someone down the drain than it is for someone to go up there on their own accord.
As you said before, you didn't know what we do. Most people don't. If they see the stickers, Cave Clan, that's it. They don't think, oh, Cave Clan sticker, I'm going to go in a stormwater drain, because they don't know what it means.
That's just,
Yeah,
Whereas
it's
when
taken us a while
Hinch-
to find you.
When the gets in the newspapers, Ninja Turtles bullshit, rubbish, that's when they think, oh, Ninja Turtles, let's go, let's do that. And then when the police started going down, then they see Cave Clan written in every drain.
I think we lure them in.
Yeah.
We don't associate because our age is obviously higher. We don't got nothing to do with 10-year-olds.
And since the Ninja Turtles, the number in the East Clan, which are the younger group, has probably doubled. But as I said, when they were together, they only go in. They know they teach them more or less. Like you go in on sunny days. You don't go in sewers.
Code of ethics.
Yeah, you just teach them
Do not.
basics, just common sense. I think 20 kids, what is it?
Commandments. Yeah.
16 kids, people have died, one a fireman in the last 20 years, and something like 14 out of the 15 kids were on during winter or on cloudy days. So we listen to weather forecasts.
He's on his homework.
We listen to the
Get the 4-day forecast. Ring up Rob.
yeah, no, we don't go that far, but we do. It's just you have a look. You look out your window and you say, oh, it's a sunny day. It's 35 degrees. If a sudden storm comes, the drain still takes 25 minutes to flood to the stage where you're going to be washed away. So if that's if it's a small drain. Big ones take longer. And us, you can imagine us.
Anyway.
We could lift 80% of the manhole. Some are cemented over it, but it'll be no trouble us. But sure, if 2, 3, 4, 12-year-old kids are up there and they're right up, although kids don't normally go far up, but if they were right up and it did start raining, they might be in trouble. But we know we can get out, or we just know even to get to a ladder. The drain very rarely floods to the top. So if you get on a ladder and...
It's never come to that anyway.
Yeah. Not for us, yeah.
Yeah, quick smart.
Yeah. So you've never had any near misses?
No.
Oh, no. Oh.
We've been in one drain where actually flooded, I mean, but we had ample time to get out.
The thing is, every manhole you actually can look up and see, oh, it's clear. And if you do see clouds, you can just pop a manhole, check first that it's not in the middle of a road. You pop it and you have a look around, go and get something to eat, and go back in and then finish the tunnel and get out. Whoop, whoop.
It's not as if there's only one entrance and exit. There's exits everywhere, and we know where most of the exits and most of the drains are.
Well, that's it. We know what we're doing. We do take precautions, and we take precautions in that. Mainly, the weather's the main thing, and we've just got so used to it that we know what days not to. Like I've been in a drain when it full on hailed down, and I was on a bike, and as I was going back, all the side tunnels were just water was just pissing right out from one side, hitting the other side, and as I'm going out, I'm just getting hit by all this water. But that took me 20 minutes to get out, and that was hail.
24 past 4 on Community Radio 3CR. We return you now to Rowan and the Cave Clan.
So how do you tell the difference between a sewer and a drain?
They stink like shit.
Yeah, right.
Sewers don't open out.
And sewers are noisy, like
Sewers
water.
pump, storm water just flows, and like there's nothing in there.
And you can't get into sewers really. You don't see when you're in drains, you sometimes you see a wooden hatch, always wooden for some reason, and you go in. At first, you know, it's a stink, and it'll be like a totally different tunnel system. They don't join up, and it'll be water going through it very rapidly. Like with a drain, you can hardly hear it. It's just a little bit of water trickling down the centre of it, unless it's raining.
They apply storm water when the storm comes.
Yeah.
They fill up, but during normal periods, just a couple of inches on the ground.
They're all just. Originally they were natural, just rivers and creeks and that.
Majority, yeah.
So they're all just got the water that's going through from wherever. But sewers are, yeah. I don't know, you couldn't really go in them if you wanted to, because you'd just get washed away.
So what about the authorities? What about the police and the water board and
Border Works?
the Border Works and all these guys that are obviously going to frown upon your pastime?
Water board never really worried. They
until the publicity.
We met them and stuff like that, in drains and that, and they've never worried about it, or they just don't care. They just say, oh, what are you doing here, or you get out.
Police, do they hassle you much? Do they give you a hard time when they find that you're wandering around the drains?
Once we, well, to cut a long story short, once we did get away from the police through a drain, and they called all these backup cars and that, but to them it should have been obvious, because we went straight along the river and straight in the drain. It wasn't like we were stuck in there. We went into there. I was going to say we ran in there, but we ran up the drain, and the police actually at the entrance saying, come out, come out. And then later on we got out of the manhole and caught the train back, and there was all police cars outside there. It's wasting taxpayers' money, but we just went in because we had a texter to ride in the drain wall. We're not going to ride on trains or anything. To ride in the drain wall. So if the police pull us over, what do you got in your pocket, texter? Are you home, boys? You're going to go ride on trains and that? You can't say, no, we're going in the drain. So to get away, because we were so close to the drain, we pissed off. We went, and they didn't think it was very good. And it's been a couple other times, but it's a bit dodgy, the situations. But it's not.
All sorts of things.
So you're interstate drainers, eh? Like you don't just do it in Victoria. You've done it in Brisbane and
Mainly
Adelaide?
Victoria and Sydney. Like we've done about 20 in Sydney.
In Geelong.
Yeah.
Not to forget Geelong.
Yeehaw, Geelong.
Me and Hugh did
Adelaide.
2 in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Adelaide do want to get into, and Tassie. Tassie apparently have really big ones for some reason.
Oh,
or
don't
other.
forget, East Clan did Canberra.
Oh, Canberra, yeah. When we say East Clan, we don't call them East Clan in the public. It's just what we call each other. It's all Cave Clan, but
North, south and east.
north, south, and east. West isn't worth. Yeah. There's not much out there because it's all sort of
Industrial.
bush and that. Yeah. There's a couple out there. We've done all the ones out there. And we didn't meet anyone.
Do you reckon Elf Sadler should rate a mention?
No, Alf Sadler, he's
The old days.
someone else have a word.
Old Elf, yeah, we've seen his name up a few drains and that, but he must have been one of the, I don't know, probably one of the first people.
Pioneers of drain
yeah.
exploring.
Because like when you go like really far up a drain, like when it goes from say 20 foot to say 5 foot, you know, say
2
walking
hours,
walking for about 2 hours, you know, just in darkness with torches, yeah, this way, that way, and you know, this and that, and then when you finally get to the very end and you say, right,
You've almost given up hope.
and you'll say, right, we'll try and get out of here. you come across this name written in house paint, you know, it's nearly washed off along the side of the drain. You know, Elf Sadler, I don't know.
1944.
1944 or something like that.
So this isn't a new thing, eh? There's been people doing it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be a bit of a gap in between. There was also a gang in the 50s called the Drainiacs, but in between the Drainiacs, which were the late 50s until us.
60s,
Yeah, I think it was pretty quiet in between, and now you know we've done every drain that's worth doing in Melbourne. There's probably about 3 or 4 that we haven't, but our name's basically in every drain. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you
moving
that. I
on.
was going to ask you how much more drains you reckoned you had to go before you'd sort of mapped out the whole of the Melbourne system, really.
I'd say we've done it now.
We got hold of a map, and we have done all except for about 4. We got hold of a map from the library. Like you just go to the libraries, or you go to council and just I'm doing a
We've done
test
it
for the
6
school, and just say I'm doing a project. So it's pretty. I mean, now they're going to toughen up on that, I'm sure, because of the Ninja Turtles, and that's how we found the drains in Sydney. Some of them, you know, we just went to the national, what's it called? State Library.
So finally, I suppose, like, have you got any plans for all this information now that you've mapped out the whole of the drainage system in Melbourne? I mean, what are you going to do? Start an urban guerrilla movement or what?
That might have to be part 2.
You discuss you're the union organiser of the ADEU.
Oh, don't worry. Well, I've got a bullshit rag called Draino.
You have?
No, I haven't. I just do an article called Shop Talk. So there you know, the Run Explorers. It's true. It's just a fact.
So how can people get hold of this magazine?
Post Office Box 77, Southland Centre. Southland Centre 3192. Post Office Box again. It's Post Office Box 77, Southland Centre 3192. That's if you want to subscribe to Il Draino.
Or want to ask us a question or like that.
Or
if not, contact the station, obviously.
We don't make up that. We make about 40 copies, and it only comes out, what is it, bi-monthly?
Yeah. It's a good old magazine. You'd be surprised at the effort involved in it.
Oh yeah, I should have sent one here. I sent one here once, many moons ago.
Well, I mean, you know, it's probably the only actual literal underground magazine that exists in Melbourne. You know. So I suppose just before we wrap it up, is there anything you guys want to say that we haven't covered?
Yeah, cowabunga.
Ninja Turtle fanatic.
Border Works. You asked a question of the Border Works. Why do they make them? They're making new manholes. They're taking the old ones off, which were steel, and they were more or less light. You could lift them off. They were circular. Now they're concreting them in, so you can't get out. Is there any reason for this? You know,
so if the drain is flooding and you got to get out, they're making it, blocking them off.
Like you couldn't get them off anyway. Like you have to be. Effort, but they're putting them in now, so you can't. They're sealing them more or less. You need lifters on the outside, 2 people pointing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know the ones you mean. They've got also the wire handles on them on the outside. Yeah. Well, hopefully by the time we play this interview on air, we'll have got hold of the Border Works and ask them that question, and we'll see if we can get a reason for it. Okay, well, thanks a lot to you guys.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in. Okay, and that was me interviewing the Cave Clan a couple of weeks ago. interesting mob of people, and they've promised to take me down into the stormwater drains of Melbourne, so I'm going to get down there with my portable super scope and do an on-site report of the